Before you spend that golden dollar, you might want to take a second look, because some Sacagawea coins are worth more than your entire wallet. Stick around, and let's uncover the rarest ones hiding in plain sight. You won't believe what some of them are worth today. These aren't just coins, they're hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Hold on, don't blink. What you're about to hear might change the way you look at pocket change forever. One coin. One mistake. One jaw-dropping value. This isn't an ancient relic or a gold doubloon pulled from a shipwreck, it's a modern US dollar coin, minted in the 21st century. But it carries a story that makes it worth far more than what's stamped on its face. We're kicking off today's video with something that seems simple, yet hides an extraordinary secret. Imagine flipping through a handful of coins. They rattle in your palm, nothing seems special. You spot a golden-colored dollar from 2009. You pause, admire the shine, maybe even recognize the face of Sacagawea on the front, carrying her infant son. It's a beautiful design, graceful, symbolic, rooted in American history. But what you don't see, not right away, is what makes this coin one of the rarest of its kind. What you don't see is what's missing. Let's rewind to 2009, a turning point for the US dollar coin. That year, the Mint introduced a brand new reverse design as part of the Native American $1 coin program. Gone was the soaring eagle of earlier issues. In its place, a powerful image paying tribute to indigenous agricultural knowledge, the Three Sisters planting method, corn, beans, and squash grown together in harmony. It was more than a design update, it was a way of honoring culture, innovation, and the deep roots of North America's first farmers. But while the artwork caught the eye, the real game-changer was something much more subtle. In 2009, the Mint made a decision that would unknowingly open the door to some of the rarest errors in modern coinage. The date, the mint mark, and the phrase, "In God We Trust," were moved off the faces of the coin and engraved onto the thin outer edge. A design twist meant to modernize the coin and give it a sleek, sophisticated look. And that's when things got interesting. Because whenever something changes at the Mint, new techniques, new machines, new processes, mistakes happen. Rarely. Quietly. But when they do, they create coins that slip through unnoticed, destined to become collector legends. The edge lettering was supposed to be a standard part of every coin. But a handful, just a few, somehow made it through the system without that crucial step. These coins emerged from the Mint with smooth, blank edges. No date. No mint mark. No motto. Nothing. Just a clean ring of metal where vital inscriptions should be. A coin like that is not just rare, it's a minting mystery. Now picture someone coming across this coin without knowing. Maybe it shows up in a bank roll, or tucked into a drawer, or left behind at a coin show. They look at the front. Everything checks out. The reverse looks normal. But then they turn it on its side, and see something unusual. The edge is bare. Not a single letter. It's a moment of confusion, maybe curiosity. But to an experienced collector, that blank edge sets off alarms, in the best way. Because a coin like this isn't just uncommon, it's virtually unheard of. Millions of Sacagawea dollars were minted in 2009. But how many escaped without the edge lettering? How many were struck perfectly in every other way, no damage, no wear, just this one critical flaw? The answer, very, very few. And among those, only a small number have been found in top condition. What makes this error even more fascinating is that it's not immediately visible. Most people wouldn't think to check the edge of a dollar coin. They see the golden color, they see Sacagawea, and they move on. Which is why this error stayed hidden for so long. It's not dramatic like a coin struck off-center or one with a double image. It's subtle. It's quiet. And that's what makes it powerful. Because when an error like this is real, and it's certified as genuine, with all original surfaces, no post-mint tampering, it becomes a true prize. Collectors love what's rare. But they chase what's unexpected. A coin that isn't supposed to exist in that form. A coin that should have never made it into circulation, yet somehow did. And even among error coins, this one is different. The absence of edge lettering isn't just a technical slip, it's a piece of history, a frozen moment when the machine missed a step, and a $1 coin took a detour into greatness. And that brings us to the most important part, rarity. Only a few of these missing edge Sacagawea dollars are known to exist, and fewer still are preserved in pristine, untouched condition. That matters more than anything. Condition is key. A rare error in rough shape might still be interesting, but a rare error in exceptional condition? That's a different level. That's what transforms a collectible into a centerpiece. Collectors know that the combination of rarity, condition, and uniqueness drives value. This $2009 checks every box. It's rare because of the error. It's unique because of how clean and clear the edge is, completely smooth. And it's valuable because it stands out even among other error coins. So what's a coin like this actually worth? What price would someone pay to own a mistake so perfect it became a treasure? Here's the answer. This specific 2009 Sacagawea dollar, with its missing edge lettering, fully verified, uncirculated, and held in pristine condition, is now valued at a staggering $48,000. Moving to the second coin in today's lineup, we're shifting our focus to a piece that marked a major turning point in American coinage. It was the first of its kind. Bold. Experimental. And beneath its bright surface lies a remarkable twist that very few collectors ever get to witness firsthand. We're talking about the 2000 Sacagawea dollar, a coin that wasn't just the beginning of a new series, but also the beginning of one of the most mysterious and valuable modern coin errors ever discovered. It's not just rare. It's unexpected, historic, and carries a value that defies everything you'd expect from a 21st century dollar. When the Sacagawea dollar was introduced in the year 2000, the U.S. Mint had high hopes. The goal was to replace the unpopular Susan B. Anthony dollar with a coin that looked and felt completely different. So out came a smooth, golden-hued piece featuring Sacagawea and her child, with a gleaming manganese brass finish meant to stand out from ordinary pocket change. The design was soft yet strong, symbolic, deeply American, and intentionally crafted to feel both historic and new. It was modern. It was meaningful. And it was intended to circulate widely. But behind the scenes, things didn't go exactly as planned. For all the technology and quality control the Mint had in place, one small mix-up led to a legendary mistake, one that collectors would be talking about for decades. Deep inside the massive coin production facilities, something went quietly wrong. A few of these newly minted Sacagawea dollars were struck using the wrong type of metal blank, a planchet intended not for a dollar, but for a Washington state quarter. In the chaos of high-speed machinery and massive volumes, that tiny mix-up created something that now commands global attention. The coin that emerged wasn't just an error, it was an entirely new hybrid. The design of the Sacagawea dollar imprinted onto a quarter-sized planchet created a coin that never should have existed. Its size was smaller. The weight was lighter. The edge wasn't smooth like a dollar, it had the reeded edge of a quarter. That tiny detail was the giveaway, the clue that something about this coin was seriously off. Most people wouldn't think twice if they saw this coin. To the untrained eye, it might look like a strange colored quarter or maybe a foreign coin mixed in by mistake. But to collectors, it's one of the most thrilling finds of the last few decades. It represents the perfect storm of error, rarity, and condition. This isn't your typical off-center strike or minor doubling. This is a full wrong planchet error involving two completely different coin series. That kind of mistake isn't just rare, it's nearly impossible. For it to happen, multiple safeguards would have had to fail. A quarter planchet would have to make its way into the dollar coin presses undetected. Then it would have to be struck by dollar dies, ejected, and somehow escape the rigorous inspection process. It's a miracle any of these coins survived. The 2000 mint mark tells us it came from Philadelphia, the largest and busiest minting facility in the country. That makes its survival even more surprising. With millions of coins flying off the presses every day, it's astonishing that such a major error went unnoticed. And even more incredible, this particular example avoided circulation entirely. It shows no signs of wear, no damage from handling, and no post-mint alterations. It's sharp, brilliant, and fully original. Finding one of these coins in poor condition would already be a big deal. But finding one in pristine shape? That's like lightning striking twice. It didn't just survive, it was protected, preserved, and later identified as a true gem. Collectors refer to coins like this as discovery pieces, the kinds of errors that redefine a series and instantly gain a place in numismatic history. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. This isn't just a rare coin, it's a key part of US minting history. It proves that even in an era of tight controls and computerized quality checks, mistakes can still slip through. And sometimes, those mistakes become treasures. This isn't just a minting error, it's a moment frozen in metal. Hold one of these coins in your hand, and it doesn't feel like anything else. There's a story packed into every millimeter. The color is right, but the size is wrong. The reeded edge feels strange for $1. And the weight throws off your expectations entirely. It's confusing. It's intriguing. And that's exactly why collectors fall in love with it. This is the kind of coin that challenges the boundaries of what we think is possible from the US Mint. It's not a design variation. It's not a commemorative. It's a complete minting anomaly, an accident so perfect it became a legend. Every detail, from the misused blank to the preserved strike, tells a story that can't be replicated. And this story comes with a value to match. This 2000p Sacagawea dollar, struck on a quarter planchet, fully authenticated and preserved in outstanding condition, carries an eye-widening value of $63,000. That's right, $63,000. Not because it's old. Not because it's made of gold. But because it isn't supposed to exist. It defied the odds. It slipped through the cracks. And it survived to become one of the most iconic modern coin errors ever found. Now let's move on to the last coin in today's incredible lineup, and if you've been impressed so far, get ready, because this one brings both mystery and history together in a way that few modern coins can match. It's a coin born from change. A piece of metal that was never meant to be glamorous, but still managed to make history. The coin itself is small, round, and silver-toned, often mistaken for spare change. But behind that humble appearance lies a detail so rare, so unique, that it transformed an ordinary dollar into something almost mythical. We're talking about the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar. When this coin was first released, it was the first time the face of a real American woman, not a fictional figure, not a symbol, appeared on US currency. That moment alone was groundbreaking. But despite its historic debut, the coin had a rough start. Most people didn't like it. It was too close in size to the quarter. It confused cashiers and customers. It fell out of favor quickly. But sometimes, what fades from popularity becomes the very thing collectors chase decades later. Buried within the millions of 1979 SBA dollars minted, a tiny handful were struck differently. Not in terms of design or composition, but in spacing, pressure, and die usage. One variety that emerged was the now famous wide rim, sometimes called the near date variety. At first glance, you wouldn't notice it. But look again, and you'll see that the date is nestled unusually close to the edge, closer than it appears on standard coins from the same year. This wasn't a design choice, it was a die variation used during a limited production run at the Philadelphia Mint. And when production techniques were changed later that year, the Mint quietly adjusted the dies. The result? A small population of coins with a feature that only trained eyes would spot. And even fewer were preserved in the kind of condition that would later send their value skyrocketing. But here's where things get even more interesting. Among these already scarce wide rim varieties, a tiny number were discovered to have additional anomalies, coins struck with unusually bold details, almost like proof coins, despite being released for circulation. Some even showed signs of having been struck on the wrong type of planchet altogether, an accidental mismatch between the die and the metal blank. A transitional error like this can turn a modest dollar coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. It's not a flaw, it's a fingerprint. A signature of rarity left behind by the mint itself. And these kinds of anomalies don't just add curiosity. They add serious value. Collectors love stories. And this coin has one. A coin that was ignored by the public when it launched. A coin many dismissed as a failure. But somewhere along the line, one specific version emerged from obscurity. A coin that held not just numismatic interest, but historical weight. It became a symbol of how easily treasure can be overlooked. Imagine holding one of these rare 1979 SBA dollars in your hand. At first, it feels like just another coin. But as you tilt it in the light, the strike quality stands out. The edges are sharper. The details pop. And then you notice that date, sitting right at the edge. Closer than it should be. That's when you realize, this is no ordinary dollar. And here's the twist that really turns heads. Because one of these rare 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars, featuring the wide rim, exceptional strike, and verified as a transitional error, has achieved something truly incredible. It shattered expectations and redefined how collectors view modern coinage. So how valuable can a coin like this really be? Let's put it like this, the kind of coin most people wouldn't look at twice, now holds a value that most people wouldn't believe. Experts and collectors alike agree, this isn't just a variety, it's a rarity of the highest order. And the current value of this exact coin, in its exceptional state, has reached a jaw-dropping figure. Not 1,000. Not 10,000. Not even 50,000. This 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, with its unmatched rarity and remarkable condition, is now valued at $76,000. It reminds us that value isn't always about gold, or age, or sparkle. Sometimes, it's about the perfect combination of history, error, timing, and chance. This coin closes today's lineup on a powerful note. From design evolution to minting mysteries, we've seen how tiny details can turn pocket change into priceless artifacts. And who knows? The next legendary coin might be hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be found. So check your drawers. Look closely. Because sometimes, the most extraordinary things come disguised as the most ordinary, and that brings us to the end of today's incredible journey through 3 coins that prove just how much history, mystery, and value can be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more rare finds and surprising values from the world of coin collecting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep sharing these fascinating stories and discoveries. Hit that like button, and drop a comment if you've ever come across a strange coin. We'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay curious, keep checking your change, and remember, your next discovery might just be $1 away. See you in the next one.